Hi and welcome to Simply Learn's YouTube channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about content writing. Now we'll talk about why it is important, how do you write good content, what are the different types of content that you can write for and for the different types of media that you want to use. And I'm going to share with you some really good content writing tools. I am Mark Kempman, I'm your digital navigator for this video. But before we start, if you like this video, click the like button, and if you want to join our subscribers, click the subscribe button and click on the notifications button as well, so you will get automatic notifications when we come up with new videos. So, you're ready? Let's get started. Let me give you some interesting statistics about content and about content marketing, of which content writing is an important part. Did you know that the content marketing industry is worth more than $400 billion, which is going to grow to close to $900 billion in the next 5 years? 46% of businesses plan to increase their spend in content creation. Content marketing costs 62% less than traditional outbound marketing methods, and it generates 3 times more leads. So quite impressive numbers, yeah? Among buyers of B2B products and services, more than 90% consider content to be worthwhile when they evaluate any business. So we spend on average 7 hours per day consuming digital content. And a lot of this content is being consumed on blogs. Did you know that there are over 500 million blogs on the internet? And on WordPress, about 70 million blog posts are published each month. So these are incredible numbers, and we're going to be talking about that. Yeah, in this section, in this module, we're going to be talking about a very important part of content marketing, which is the actual creation of content, particularly when it comes to writing. Right? So let's get started. What are we going to be talking about? In this video, we are going to be talking about many things in the content marketing industry. Did you know that content writing is one of the fastest changing areas of content marketing? Now, you may wonder what. Let me give you the answer to this. That is mainly because of developments in artificial intelligence. If you use AI or artificial intelligence tools, you actually no longer have to write the content. You let those tools write the content for you. And the only thing you will have to do is to edit the output of the AI tool. Later, I'm going to share some AI tools with you that you can be using for content writing. But to understand these new tools, it is important that you understand the basics of content writing. So in this video, we will look at what is content writing, why proper content writing is important. We'll look at the different types of content that you can write for. We'll look at how to write proper content, and that is a skill in itself. And I'm going to close with giving you some content writing tips. And in the process of going through these topics, I will be sharing with you some interesting content writing tools as well. So, let's start at the beginning. What is content writing? Many people, when they think about content writing, they think about writing an article. However, writing content isn't just for a blog. Yeah, it is for many topics, many other areas that you can write for. You can write for many different areas. You can write a script for your video. You can write for your email newsletter. You can write for the pages of your website. You maybe have to write a keynote speech, maybe for your social media posts. You have to write titles for your podcast, for your videos. Maybe you're going to produce a white paper that you need to write for, or an ebook. Landing pages are very important content that you have to write for. It could be the descriptions for your videos. Remember, we talked about YouTube SEO and we talked about how important the description of your video is. And writing for SEO purposes. We talked about that in other videos as well. Put it in another way, writing is the foundation for pretty much any content that you publish. So what then is content writing? Content writing, as we say on the slide, is the process of planning, writing and editing web content, typically for digital marketing purposes. So it can include writing a blog post and articles, a script for your videos, it could be writing the show notes for your podcast, and it can also be content for specific social media platforms. The thing they have in common, you have to write it before you can publish it. And that is where the challenge is in content writing. You need to know how to write. And many people, they don't think they know how to write. Well, for those people who are afraid of writing content, rest assured, after this video, you will be a lot less anxious to get your pen or keyboard and put your creative ideas on paper or on the screen. Yeah, so that is what the basic essence of content writing is. Now, remember, content writing is not just for a blog post, as I mentioned earlier. Content writing touches every aspect of your digital marketing. Without good written content, your digital marketing strategy will fail because it's the content that will connect your readers with you. And that content that features everywhere in your digital marketing. And I can't emphasize this enough. I mentioned that before. It is on your blog post, it's on your video script, it's in your email newsletters, it's in your podcast title, it's in your landing pages, in your YouTube video descriptions. There are so many places where your content will feature. And you can replicate the content across those different platforms. So written once for one medium doesn't mean you can't use it on other medium. So what is the goal then of content marketing? The goal of good writing, of content writing, is to connect your readers with your business. And in such a way that you communicate your message effectively and efficiently. And the better you're able to do this, the more likely the reader will engage with you. So it's that engagement that turns into trust and into loyalty. So let me give you an example. You know the Michelin tires. In the early 1900s, the Michelin brothers, they started supplying pneumatic tires to automobiles in France. Now, automobiles were mainly used in Paris. And of course, the Michelin brothers, they wanted to sell their tires to more automobile users, to more car users across the country. Cars weren't that popular yet, but they wanted to give it a push so people would take their cars to the countryside. So Michelin knew that to grow their business, they had to get people to drive their cars outside Paris. And that's when the Michelin Guide was born. Yeah, a book that contained the rating systems for restaurants all over France and also included information about roads across France, where to find gas stations, about hotels, and of course information about how to replace flat tires or how to repair them and other important facts about using a car. So this early example of content marketing became a huge success, and they were able to build a global brand based on the Michelin Guide. And the Michelin Guide is still being used today. So having talked about this, what is content marketing, why then is it so important? Let's have a talk about that. Yeah, the essence of content marketing, as I said earlier, is to guide the customer or your prospects through their buying journey. Yeah, and content writing is key to this. Remember, your content that you give to people or share with people when they don't even know that they want to, where they want to go on a vacation, for instance, is different than when they have already made up their mind of going on a beach vacation in Barcelona. Yeah, if I don't know what vacation I want to find content about what are beach holidays, what are city breaks, what are adventure holidays. Yeah, if I know what I want to do, where I want to go, then I want to know informative content. I want to see content about Barcelona, about hotels in Barcelona, about what you can do during beach vacations. Yeah, so it's very important that your content drives your customer or your prospect through that buying journey. So you write content for awareness purposes. Great content that will go viral and reach as many people as possible. By creating well-informed, well-written, well-entertained and useful content, it will drive traffic to your website and you will appear higher in search engine rankings. Next, your content has to convey information. Yeah, where you capture those content, those people that have seen your content, you want to make sure that they want to see more of your content. Yeah, so you need to give them information that will persuade them to take a certain action. I want to download an ebook, or I want to know more information about something, or I want to sign up for a newsletter, or sign up for a webinar, or simply buy your product or service. In doing that, you use your content to turn awareness into interest, which will lead to more sales and will lead to referrals. It's a very simple and effective process. In marketing terms, we call this inbound marketing, where you're going to reach as many people as possible online who will then, if they're interested, come back to you and engage with you. As opposed to outbound marketing, where you will go and get a list of telephone numbers and your salesperson will call everybody one at a time with a script. Now that script needs to be written as well. In fact, that is also content writing. Yeah, but inbound marketing is a much more cost-efficient way of generating leads for businesses these days. So, to summarize, instead of reaching out to individual prospects, you publish really good content that drives traffic to your website, which will lead to more leads and ultimately will lead to more sales. So let's talk about the types of content and the types of content formats. Now, when people think about digital content, they mostly think about content for your website, which is the text they see on the web pages. Now, that's very important, but there's a lot more to that. Let me show you an infographic that puts content writing into a perspective. Yep, so that is different types of content. So we'll share the link to this in the description, but here you see the different types of content that can be written for. You have technical writing, you have press release writing, report writing and research writing, SEO content writing, marketing and communication writing, instructional design writing, CSR writing for social causes, editorial and publication writing, feature writing, ghostwriting is a form of content writing as well, where you write for somebody else, business writing, copywriting. That is an interesting form of writing, yeah, where you look at really competitive creativity that you need to get to have very strong headlines, for instance. So a lot of different types of content that you can be writing for. So let's focus on the different types that we can use, particularly for marketing. Yeah, let me go back to the slides. Yeah, so here is a summary of the different types when it comes to e-marketing. We're looking at articles. Yeah, these are pieces that can be published in a newspaper, in a magazine, or in an online publication. Yep, and that is a very common type of content that can be written for and that you will use for your marketing purposes. There can be the traditional content like brochure or product descriptions. Yes, so a brochure is like an advertising piece that includes a template, a booklet or a leaflet. And they have information about your products, about your services, of course, as your differentiators and how people can reach out to you. So that is an important part of content as well. Then a very important part of content is content for your website. Yeah, the pages on your website, the content in your website needs to be written. Each page needs to be written. Yeah, there needs to be written what you see, but also kind of needs to be written what you don't see, but what the search engine spiders will see. And that's, of course, when we talk about search engine optimization, very important. You write content for emails, like email newsletters. Yeah, or it could be just email campaigns. Very important part. You have your headers or your titles of your emails. You have the description, the summary of your emails. Press releases has been a long sort of a very important part of content that we've been written for many, many years. Yeah, where in the early pre-internet days, press releases were one of the most important documents to reach out to journalists. Now press releases are just another type of content that you can share with your audience. And then finally, ebooks is a very important type of content. Ebooks were also, we call those lead magnets. Yeah, they are fantastic for adding to your website where people, when they're interested, can download them. So that's where the magnet comes in. People are interested, they click on download the ebook, but before they download, they have to enter their email address and or their telephone number. So very important, different types of content that you can be focusing on. So here is the big question. Can everybody write good content? Yeah, so a lot of people think, oh no, I'm not good in writing, so I need to get a copywriter in. Now, before I can answer the question, if everybody is good in content writing, let's discuss the difference between copywriting and content writing. Often they will overlap. Yeah, and many writers, they act as both a copywriter and a content writer. But then there is a difference. It's a very subtle difference. Copywriters usually focus on persuading readers in selling a brand. It's often short form. It appears on ads, on products, on taglines, and similar types of marketing copy. So it's short, it's punchy, it's capturing the essence in a couple of statements. That's often what we call copywriting. Content writing is usually for longer form content, focusing on informing, educating or entertaining the readers. It's content, as we said earlier, that takes the reader through their buying journey. So, while it's true that anyone can write, it's not enough to just put the words on a page. Content writers and copywriters must craft something compelling, something original, something engaging, and ultimately something well written. And when you're able to do that, of course, when you're able to do that, producing high quality content, the benefits are huge. Yeah, it gives you something to use across all your marketing channels. Yeah, so you can turn a blog post into an Instagram post, into a Facebook post, into a tweet, into a blog post on LinkedIn. Yeah, so lots of different things that you can do with a good piece of content. Good content really helps you with search engine optimization. Google will reward you for having new, fresh content on your website by giving you a higher search ranking. Good content helps you establish your authority in your niche or in your industry. Thereby, it helps you in establishing your brand. And also, good content will go viral. It will go wide, it will reach many people, and that means it will reach potentially new customers. So very important to think about these benefits that you will get from good, proper content writing. And as I said, everybody can write content, but your challenge is to make sure your copy that you write is compelling, original, engaging, and ultimately well written. But as I mentioned earlier, there are many tools now, and particularly in the artificial intelligence field, that can help you to turn boring content into very exciting content. So let me give you some tips on how to write exciting content, or as I like to call it, killer content. The first thing you need to do is to define your target audience. Yeah, who are you writing for? Do you understand their needs? Do you understand their interests? Do you understand their pains? Yeah, an ebook for a marketing director will be different than an ebook for a finance director. So you need to know who you're writing for. In digital marketing terms, we talk about customer personas. Yeah, you need to create your customer personas. And here is a tool that I like to share with you. It is a tool from HubSpot, Make My Personas. In HubSpot, it talks about what is a persona, what is a buyer persona. You can learn about that, but here you also see Build My Persona. Yeah, so if you click on that, it takes you through a simple process in a walkthrough mode where you can create your own customer personas. You can also skip the walkthrough mode, and then here you see a typical persona. The name, job title, age, their level of education, what social networks are they using, what is their preferred method of communication, what are their responsibilities, what are their goals and objectives, what are their pain points, their challenges. You do this for your most important customers. So if you're selling to marketing directors, this could be Marketing Jill. Yeah, or finance directors, it could be Finance Joe or Finance Mark. Or if you're talking to women with children who buy shoes, yeah, then it could be Family Jane. Yeah, so very important to create customer personas. Once you've created those customer personas, you're going to look at your next step. It's where you're going to choose a topic. When you choose a topic, you find a topic that you're going to write about that is relevant for your audience and it aligns with your business and your organization goals. A really good tool that you can use here to write proper content is a tool called Google Trends. Google Trends, yeah, it helps you explore what the world is searching for. So let's say I'm going to write an article about remote working. Yeah, then here I see the trends. I want the trends worldwide. And here I can see, give me the trends for the past, let's say, 2004 till present. And here I can see the trends in the term remote working from 2004 to 2023. Now, these are the volumes of people searching for the term remote working. And interesting that you can see here as well how it develops. And here you see, take for instance this spike. Where did this spike come from? Guess what? This was the start of COVID. Yeah, so there was a surge in people that had to start working remotely, and you see that it gives findings. You see that in the results on Google Trends as well. If this trend would go down, yeah, so take for instance a term like video recorder. Yep, and we're going back to global, worldwide, and we're going to do from 2004 till present. Yeah, so you see clearly very popular in the 2010s, but you don't want to write about video recorders today because it is a dead topic. Okay, so that is the power of Google Search, a very good tool to check the topics that you want to write for? Are they popular? Are they gaining in popularity, or are they going down in popularity? Once you've decided on your topic, you're going to do the next thing and you're going to research the topic. Yeah, so you're going to gather information about your topic from reliable sources. Yeah, you're going to check if there is other people writing about the topic. Can you learn from that? Can you get some ideas from that so you can form your own opinion before you start writing the content? A really good tool that you can use for this is a tool called BuzzSumo. In BuzzSumo, you can just analyze content that has been published on the internet. Yeah, so let's look at working or remote working. Yeah, when I'm going to search for that, then BuzzSumo is going to give me an analysis of the most popular articles on the internet at this moment about the topic remote working. Yeah, you see how much engagement the topic gets, how many shares on Facebook, how much engagement on Reddit, number of links, and here you see the total engagement of that article. Yes, so very good to research articles, because if this is a very popular article, then you may want to read the article and get ideas from that article. Okay, so that is how you analyze content. The next thing you're going to do, once you've analyzed the content, and conducted the research, you're going to create an outline. Yeah, so you're going to come up with ideas. You're going to look at the structure of your content. You're going to look at the topics of your content. You're going to get some ideas about titles for your content. Once you have that outline, like say 5 or 6 bullets, it helps you to stay focused and make sure that your content flows logically. Now, and this is where artificial intelligence comes in. Yeah, this is where you can use tools to help you in creating that outline. A really good and easy tool to use here is a tool called Simplified.com. Yeah, in Simplified.com, it helps you to write for AI purposes. If I go home, you can see you can write content, you can write a YouTube script, you can expand sentences, you can make them shorter, and there's a lot more that you can do. There's a full blog wizard. It can write a full blog post for you. Yep, but you can also just create a new document. Let me show you. I'm not going to demo the whole product, but here you can see the flow that you will go through. So the first thing, you want blog titles and ideas. Yeah, and there are templates that I can pick for this. Yeah, the topic is going to be, let's say, remote working. Yep, and now I'm going to just click generate, and the tool is now going to generate blog titles for me. Yeah, so 7 ways to make remote working a success for you and your company. The top 10 benefits of working remotely. 8 steps for a successful remote working setup. The benefits of working remotely, etc. So let's take, for instance, sort of the top 10 benefits of working remotely. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add this to my article. There we have it, number 1. Yeah, and if you look at the topics here, it can also create your blog introduction, the section completer, a conclusion paragraph. It can even put it into the customer buying journey framework. So it is unbelievable what these type of AI tools can do for you. Another very powerful and very simple product that I often use is a tool called Quillbot. If I go to Quillbot, it's a paraphrasing tool. Yeah, and this is free. You can use Standard and Fluency for free. You just type in or paste the piece of text that you want to rewrite, and then you click paraphrase. Yeah, you can increase the number of synonyms, you can make it fluent, formal, simple, creative, expand, and shorten the text. A very simple but powerful tool to paraphrase content. So watch this space. Yeah, the artificial intelligence is taking the digital marketing world by storm. Okay, once you've got your outline written, you're then going to write a very compelling headline. Writing the compelling headline is probably one of the most important parts of your copywriting that people will remember. Yeah, so and that headline must summarize what the content is all about, but also it should grab people's attention. Now there are many tools that you can use to check your title. Yeah, and just search for tool to check title. Yeah, and then you will come up with a whole selection of tools that you can use for this. Also think about the paragraphs and the bullet points. It's very important to break your content into short paragraphs and to use bullet points to make it easier for people to read and to scan your article. There's another reason why short paragraphs and bullet points are so important. Google likes them. And particularly when it comes to mobile search, where Google needs to place short content as answers to queries that people have, they prefer to have bulleted content to actually use for answering queries that people have. So finally, there are a few more tips. We have subheadings. Subheadings are very important, and formatting is important. Yeah, headings are the first level of your writing masterpiece. Yeah, so headings is sort of the title of your document. They introduce the topic, they introduce the paragraph. So the heading let the reader know where they are in the document or the blog post. They can also include keywords, yeah, that relate to the topic. And again, that's good for your search optimization. The heading is an essential part of the content that you're writing because it tells the reader what to expect from that piece of text. Subheadings are the second level of a document. They introduce a topic or a paragraph. Their function is to break up longer sections into smaller, more manageable pieces. Think of it as a bullet point under your heading. So headings and subheadings are the signposts of your content. They indicate the summary of a section written under a heading or subheading. So it helps people to quickly understand the section that is following. And then of course the formatting is important to let pieces of content come out as well, like bold, italics, underlining, using different colors that can make your content more visually appealing. Right, so now that we looked at how you can write proper content, yeah, the final piece is of course to edit and proofread and edit. Yes, so constant editing is very important. You may want to have multiple people contributing to your document. Yeah, so very useful to ask your colleagues to have a look at the document and maybe add their comments, add their ideas to the content as well. And then when your final piece is ready, make sure that before you publish it, you proofread it for spelling and grammar errors. Yeah, and that's where word processors these days, of course, they all have spelling checkers. So that's the minimum you should do, is to have a spelling checker go through your document. Now, typos are very easy to miss when you check it on your screen. So my advice is to print your document, yep, and then read it on paper. That will give you a different view of your document, and you will see that you often take out typos. If it is a shorter document, a very powerful way to proofread is to read it backwards. Yeah, because when you're reading it backwards, you're not thinking ahead of what the sentence actually will be, but you're just analyzing each word by itself. Good, so that is all about writing proper content. Let me close today's session with some particular content writing tips. First of all, know your purpose. We talked about that. Make sure that you know what you're writing, you know who you're writing it for. Do you want your content to inform? Do you want it to convince? Do you want it to entertain? Yeah, so what is your content going to be about and who is it going to be for? So know your purpose. I always use a very simple acronym, KISS. Keep it simple. Sometimes I use KISS with 2 S's. Keep it simple and stupid. Use clear, concise language and avoid jargon or technical terms that may be confusing to your audience. Ask your mum to read it, because if she doesn't understand it, then maybe some of your customers may not understand it. Very important to keep it simple. And since you're so involved in your product and services, for you the technical terms are day-to-day language. For your readers, they are probably not day-to-day language. Use active voice. Yes, so writing active voice makes your content more engaging. Yes, so you're not talking about that day the people of our company decided, but you say that day we decided. Yes, so use terms like we, like us in your document. So use the active voice. That makes it much easier to engage with. Use images and media. Of course, text is the core element of your content writing, but you can spice up your document with images and media. Or videos and other forms of media. Make it visually appealing. People read, but people will remember what they see and people will remember what they hear. So yes, your content writing is important, but spice it up with good video, good images and other forms of media. Yeah, now when you use images or photos, make sure that you're using royalty-free videos or photos, or that you pay royalties on the photos that you want to use. There's no better images to use than your own images. Yeah, so use your own photos. Do a photo shoot for your products and create your own library of photos. If you want to use royalty-free photos, one of my favorite tools for that is a tool called Gratisography. In Gratisography, there's truly unique, usually whimsy photos. So they are slightly different than the photos you would get from the traditional photo libraries. Yep, so be aware, make sure that you use photos of the best content in your content that you're creating. Use formatting to your advantage. We talked about formatting. Use headings, bullet points, bolding, color can make it a lot easier to read. So use that to your advantage. And then use the storytelling technique. Now, storytelling is a term that has come into marketing a number of years ago, particularly when everybody started talking about content marketing. People are naturally drawn to stories. Yeah, and there are lots of techniques that you can use to create stories to make your content more engaging and more memorable. So storytelling is a concept that is now adopted by most brands that are online, because again, people will remember good stories. So let me give you my 5 C's of storytelling. The first C is the C of circumstance. So when you create your content, write the circumstance, write the environment, write the situation that you're trying to describe, to portray. The next C is the C for curiosity. People are curious, so address this curiosity feeling. Put questions, make people curious about the answers that you're going to give them. Yeah, so curiosity is a very important part of your storytelling. The next C is the C of characters. People identify with characters. If you create a character in your story, use a character, whether it's a hero, whether it's a villain, yeah, then people will identify with those characters and they often remember those characters. Those characters have conversations, and that is the fourth C of storytelling. People have conversations, so let your characters tell stories, have conversations with other people. And then the final C is the C of conflict. And to me, that is one of the most powerful aspects of storytelling. It is conflict. Every good story has a conflict. Good movies have a hero and have a villain. Good movies have adversity and have good luck, or have a world without the adversity. Yeah, so it's conflict. It is two sides of the coin. Yeah, it's positive, it's negative. It's here, it's there. So create that conflict in your story. One of the companies that uses storytelling at its best is a company called Airbnb. You may have booked through Airbnb, but Airbnb is fantastic in storytelling. So here is a section of their website. It's called Airbnb Experiences. Unforgettable activities hosted by locals. So this is where local people who are having their Airbnb on who are having their house or their chalet or their condo on Airbnb, where they share their stories of things to do in the environment that they where they will rent the house. So very powerful in content marketing and in storytelling. So have a look at this. It is really good. Okay, so that is the telling your story as a very important part of your content marketing. So the next thing you want to focus in on is making sure that your content has very strong calls to action. When people read your content, make sure that they have somewhere where they can click to go to the next step. Yeah, that could be registering for a newsletter, signing up for a webinar, or getting more information, or downloading an ebook. Calls to action are vital in digital marketing, because in the end, you want your reader to become a customer. And then it goes without saying, make sure that you have a consistent tone and style throughout your content. So we call this a house style. So many brands, before they start creating content, they have a document which summarizes their house style, their tone of voice, their visual identity, the colors that they're using, the fonts they're using, how you can use the logo, etc. It's all about creating a cohesive and professional image. And then there's two more tips that I want to share with you before we wrap up. Make sure that you keep your content up to date. Yeah, there's various reasons why you want to do that. To make sure that your customers, when they read your content, read the latest and the greatest. Second, it helps you to put new life in your document. If new things have happened in your industry, add that to your document and republish it again. So it means that your document remains relevant, is accurate, and Google likes that as well. And then finally, as part of your storytelling, use examples and use anecdotes, use real-life examples to help illustrating your points, to make your content more relatable and more engaging. And that is where storytelling comes in, that's where your conversations come in, that's where your characters come in. And often customers are very good characters to talk about your product and can give you examples in the content that you are writing. And that is a wrap. Yeah, that's all I have to share with you about content writing. If you want to know more about this, then check other Simplilearn courses on content marketing, on social media, on digital marketing. And of course, if you like the video, don't forget to click the like button. And if you want to subscribe to our channel, click the subscribe button below, and that will give you access to a whole wealth of courses on our YouTube channel. So thank you very much, and I will see you at our next video. Take care.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.